Hello, welcome to another video. As you can tell from the title and the thumbnail and the fact that I'm losing my mind, we're doing a massive unhaul today. This was a challenge that was given to me by Liam. Thanks, Liam. Liam is one of my patrons. My patrons are all chilling out down there on a live show watching this happen. But I was challenged by Liam to make my next unhaul a stack of books as tall as me. So we've got some books to get through. I have just filmed a massive haul. It will have gone up before this because it will have been a Vida video, whereas this isn't, which was 51 books, and it came up to about here. So we're looking at in excess of 50 books for it to be taller than me, or just big books. Doesn't necessarily matter the quantity, we just need sizable books. So come unhauling with me to beat Liam's challenge of a stack as tall as me. I am 5'1". I am between 5 foot and 5'1". Let's say I'm 5'1". We'll take it. We'll mark my height. Here. Oh, I'm a little bit taller than I thought I was. Right, we have the fish. Let's just get cracking with books that I know I'm getting rid of. And I'm gonna start us off with a very unpopular take. I am unhauling Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, and House of Sky and Breath. Those editions, like, they just don't even match at all. This is the Waterstones special edition, red sprayed hardback. This is apparently also Waterstones exclusive, but doesn't have sprayed edges. What the fuck? It took me over 30 days to read Crescent City, and I ended up not loving it. I've heard that this one is worse, and I just won't like it. So I am not accepting questions at this time. Here is the start of my stack. Next up, right next to them, is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I've read the first one. I have not read the second one or the third one. I have them all in hardback. I liked the first one enough, but it's been long enough for me to realise that I'm never going to read the sequels because I'm never going to reread the first one. So it's just not going to happen. Next up, a book that I very recently DNF'd, which is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I did mention it in a vlog. Domestic violence, PTSD triggers that are my triggers. I am reading that. Simple. We're mid-shin. Right, if I don't unhaul the Lunar Chronicles series, I'm pretty sure there are a number of people in the chat over there that would come to my house and, like, set me on fire. So, Cinder, I've read it. I gave it 3 stars. Nothing special. Scarlet, Cress, Winter. I've been holding on to these for the longest time, thinking that I might one day read them. I'm not gonna. I'm just not gonna. I didn't love the first one anywhere near enough for it to, like, prompt me to pick up the sequel. It's been honestly probably about 3 years since I read the first one. I'm definitely not going to reread it. And let's be honest, I'm not going to read these. They can go to my pile. We're nearly at the knee. I feel like I've already gone through the, like, easy ones. This is where it's now going to get hard. Oh, Cassidy agrees. I've only read the first one. I didn't love it. Yeah, the first one was not for me. Not enough world development, not enough depth to understanding what the heck is going on in this world, nowhere near enough character development or relationship building. I just very much didn't feel this as much as I wanted to, so that can go on there. And the other 2 books in the trilogy, because Cass has told me they're not worth my time. Apparently the second book doesn't give me what I desperately wanted it to, which is more world development, understand the politics of what's going on in this world. And if that doesn't give me what I wanted, then I don't care enough about the third book either. In the pile they go. This edition of Alice in Wonderland that came in the Al Crate Jr., I don't need an edition of Alice in Wonderland. Do you know how many of these I've got through? Too many. Which then also reminds me of the beautiful German edition of Death Note that Jess gifted me and promptly told me I could donate, so that's what I'm gonna do. Rightio, we had to pause for a camera recharge because it had no battery in it, but we've been brainstorming whilst we've been charging, so let's build this pile up. Right, I've got two sat right here in The Ice Whisperers by Helenka Stashira, which was a middle grade monthly book. Didn't love it. Buddy read it with Steph, good experience, but never gonna reread it, didn't love it, so that can go on there. And then we have The Firemaker by Guy Jones, which I recently read. I enjoyed enough, but I'm never gonna reread it realistically, so it can go too. I don't know how I missed this in my first take, but Pages & Co. So we've got Tilly and the Book Wanderers, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales, and then Tilly and the Map of Stories. I've read the first two. I really didn't like the first one, and I forced myself to read the sequel to, like, make sure it wasn't just, like, a first book thing. It wasn't. I hated the sequel as much. I don't want to continue this series. I know that's a massively unpopular opinion, but it is what it is. So they're going on the stack. Next up, I then have The Hatmakers by Tamsin Merchant. I know this is beloved as well. Again, read it for middle grade monthly. I think I gave it 3 stars, and I was debating maybe reading the sequel at some point, but I think the time has passed, my interest has entirely dwindled, I'm never going to reread it, so it can just go. Another one down here that has come to my attention is In the Ravenous Dark. This is a beautiful Illumicrate edition, but I just am not gonna read this. I have no interest in this. I've heard good things about it, but I just have very little interest realistically, so stop hoarding books, Jade. Okay, let's just fly through some hardbacks quickly because then I can put the paperbacks back on top without it all toppling over and killing me. Another hardback I've got here is Never Contented Things. This was not DNF'd. Was it DNF'd? DNF'd by Becca, maybe? And then unhauled by Becca. And I said, oh, I've read something from Sarah Porter before. It was weird, but I liked it. But I think this might just overstep that weird line. And I've heard terrible things, so no. Another hardback that I can get rid of is The Outcast by Taran Mathru. This is the prequel to the Summoner series, which I have the trilogy of in paperback. Haven't read the second or third book. Debating unhauling the whole lot, but for now at least, I'm definitely going to unhaul the hardback of the prequel. If I ever get to a point where I want to read the prequel, I'll get it in paperback to match my others. The hardback just takes up so much space and can go. The rest of the Leigh Bardugo on my shelves. I unhauled the rest of it in the last unhaul I did, I think. And I held on to King of Scars and Rule of Wolves because I hadn't yet read Rule of Wolves. But now, realistically, I don't think I'm going to. These are quite nice hardback editions though, like with the naked, but I'm not gonna like it. And I have since been told by my lovely patrons watching me, Cassidy specifically mentioned that it's a lot of fan service, and if I'm not a fan of the series, it'll do nothing for me. I'm not a fan of the series. It'll do nothing for me. Oh. Midnight in the Everwood. I bought this because it's a beautiful Waterstones edition. I like Maria Kuzniar's middle grades, but I have been told that Midnight in the Everwood is not going to be one for me, not going to be one that I enjoy. I have been yelled at to yeet, so sadly this one's going as well, but the stack is growing. Other hardbacks, here's another one that I can get rid of. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. Beautiful Fairy Loot edition, but it's like fae romance-y, I think. I'm not going to read it. If I did read it, I don't think I would like it. So it's gonna go. Oh, Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. I read a chapter of this in my Try a Chapter Fairy Loot Edition video, and it intrigued me, but upon reflection, oh, actually, whilst we're on that note, wait, Fire with Fire by Destiny Soraya. This is the one from that video that I was immediately like, I don't think I'm ever going to pick this up again, I don't care, so that can go. This one I was intrigued about, but upon reflection, I don't think I'm ever going to pick it up again, so it can go too. Any more hardbacks jumping out at me? Aurora Rising. I liked Illuminae, DNF'd Gemina 3-4 times, didn't like Nevernight from J. Kristoff, haven't read anything from Amy Kaufman individually. I just don't think I'm gonna read it or like it. I wanted to, but it's not gonna happen, okay? This one is painful because they're beautiful, but I bought this sequel entirely on a whim in a live show, slight peer pressure. The sequel to The Prison Healer. They are the gorgeous Fairy Loot editions. I'm going to sell them for a reasonable price. I already have a buyer lined up. It's sorted, Sasha's buying them. Okay, right, let me pile the paperbacks back on top, because I think we're getting somewhere with, like, the height of this stack. Oh no, that's gonna fall over. Okay, wait, you can see it now. My fish has fallen. Where did my fish go? Pretty sure we were like around here-ish. Am I overestimating my height here, maybe? More paperbacks now, because if I put any more hardbacks on this, it's gonna fall over. Right, the Gilded Ones. I've heard not very good things about. Simple. Oh, I missed hardbacks. Of course I missed some hardbacks. Right, we're just gonna have to deal with this falling on my face. But Sorcery of Thorns and An Enchantment of Ravens. I liked Sorcery of Thorns more than Enchantment of Ravens. I liked both of these. I didn't love them. I haven't yet had any interest in picking up Margaret Rogerson's latest one, which is Vespertine, I think? Yeah, they can go. Again, this one is a beautiful Fairy Loot edition with the sparkly edges, but they can go. This literally is a disaster waiting to happen. Another hardback that I forgot. Hunted by Megan Spooner. This is all gonna fall on me and kill me. Hunted by Megan Spooner. I liked this when I read it. I say that. I think I gave it 3 stars, but it's one that ended up kind of sticking with me for a little bit, and I liked it more after the fact. I'm never gonna reread this, but I didn't hate it. But I'm just never gonna reread it. I'm worried about walking in this room in case I, like, rock the floor and it all comes crashing down. Please don't. I think, oh my goodness, this is an arc. This is an arc of Wicked As You Wish, which went on sale March 2020. So who knows how long I had this for. It was in a Fairy Loot, I think. I don't know when, but prior to March 2020. So it's been a good couple of years over. I haven't had any interest in reading it. So it can go. We're nearly here. We're nearly here. Almost. Another paperback that can go. This was actually black tabbed, as these books will self-destruct in 12 months, and I haven't reacted to that yet. But I know I haven't read it, and I know I'm not gonna read it before that's due to be revised, so it can go. I think I was just sold by Labyrinth vibes, but it's been long enough. Right, come on, paperbacks! That was a really aggressive growl. Grr. I want to read all of you. I want to read you. Why must I want to read you all? This is hard. I'm stuck. This is really hard. I'm, like, so close now. And it's getting really difficult. Liam, this challenge was really hard. But time for some brutality, okay? Brutality. I am gonna unhaul Midnight Guardians by Ross Montgomery. I know Gavin loved it. I know Tracy loved it. I'm sorry. I just don't see myself reading this one, right? I don't like historical fiction very often, and I'm pretty sure this is set around the Blitz, and I'm just not gonna read it. Okay? We move on. I'm not gonna read it. And it pains me to do this next one, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, it pains me. These were the first books that I painted the edges of myself. But it is the Extinction Trials trilogy. These were such fun. But if I ever have the desire to reread them, I would probably reread them on ebook. Because in fact, the first time I read them on ebook, despite the fact that I owned the paperbacks. It's sad, because I feel like I have sentimental attachment to these for the purposes of the painted edges, but if I ever reread them, I'll do it on ebook. But these were like proper cheeseburger books. They weren't good literature, but they were fun. We're so close! So close, yet so far. Because I don't even think... Whoa, that nearly fell. I caught that. That nearly went. I need to hurry up and get this done before this falls over. There is a horrible piece of me that wants to keep these books because I think one day I will read them. If I do, I will buy a proper fancy bound edition. Until that time happens, my paperbacks of all of the Earthsea books can go. If I put these on here, it's gonna fall. It's gonna go. We're still not tall enough. Can you see where that fish is? Oh, but you know what might do that I'm so scared about turning my back on this? But we're gonna get rid of some comics, and I'm just gonna see if it fills that space. If it does, then we're done. Let me grab... Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. I think this could do it. I think it could. So, we've got Monstrous Volume 1 and 2. I didn't like this comic series. Snot Girl Volume 1. I never continued this comic series. Moonstruck Volume 1 and 2. I didn't like this either. Misfit City Volume 1. I never continued. And Goldie Vance Volume 5 that we pretend doesn't exist. Please fill the gap. Oh my god, it does! It does! Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Yes! That book balances on my head. I don't know what you can see. Can you see? Okay, I'm just gonna hold it and talk to you like this, okay? Liam, this is all your fault. Thanks for the challenge, though. This encouraged some real brutality. I don't know how many books are in this. Shall I count them? 53. This is 53! 53 books. Yeah. So it's only 2 more books than the haul, but it's substantially taller than the haul was. So clearly I've got rid of some chunkier books. It's all them hardbacks. That's what it is. But goddamn, this was hard. Thanks for the challenge, Liam, as I say. I need to stop buying books. Okay, right, I'm going to keep hold of these whilst I wrap up this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope this wasn't as anxiety-inducing for you as it was for me. If you have enjoyed, give us a thumbs up, chat to me down below. Please do not try and encourage me to keep any of these books, because by the time you see this video, they will either have been donated or sold, or they won't be here anymore, basically. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. And before this falls and kills me, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!